Hello everybody and welcome. So this is my Tesla Model Y long range. You've seen it in a few videos now, including when I picked this up from brand new. So that's 3 months and over 5,000 miles ago now. It's been up and down the country from Scotland to Cornwall. And so obviously I've spent a bit of time in this car. It's now due to leave fleet really, 3 months, 5,000 miles. So I'm going to tell you before it goes, everything that I like about it, what I don't like about it, anything that's gone wrong, any repair costs, and my experience with this car with over 5,000 miles on the clock. So in case you haven't seen our other videos, this is a Tesla Model Y long range, the only model available in the UK at the moment. Deep blue metallic paint. I've got the upgraded 20-inch wheel option. I've driven the 19-inch wheels as well, and the ride feels very similar on both, but I'll cover a bit more on ride in a minute. But I do prefer having the Michelin tyres that you get with these 20-inch wheels. Other than that, I've got the white interior upgrade as well. So that put the list price of this car just over 59,000 new. And the reason I'm selling it now is that I've had it for 3 months, covered 5,000 miles, and because of the demand of these, I can still sell it for the same money and get my money back, because there's an increasingly long waiting time for this. So I think if I kept it longer and did another 5,000 miles, then I'll start losing money. So being a car dealer like I am, what I do is I'll sell it and move on. That's the reason I kind of got into this and started this business. So like I say, before it goes though, I just want to run through a few bits and everything I like and don't like about it. Okay, so let's talk about ride, because it's something that comes up and I don't want it to detract too much from this car. So around town, you do feel it's firmer than some other cars. VW ID4, Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia V6, they're all a bit more comfortable around town, just absorb the potholes, you do feel it. Yes, this does have the 20-inch wheels. I've driven the 19s, they're just the same. So, yeah, I've had both before I make my decision, but I do like the look of these 20s. So, for me, it was worth it. And like I say, I do prefer the Michelin tyres over the Hankooks for a bit of grip. In fact, some people with the 19s, I think you could argue they're even firmer than these. I think the Hankooks have got a firmer sidewall potentially. So I don't think there's any detrimental effect of having these bigger wheels. I just love the look of them. Just picked up 1 or 2 tiny little stone chips as they spin round, but I managed to avoid all the curves with these in those 5,000 miles, so that's good. They would probably be fairly easy to catch here. But in terms of ride on the motorway, no problem, and you do get used to that firmness. The payoff for all that though is that it's by far the sportiest feeling car out of all of those. It's a quick car, it's a 5 seconds to 60 car without the acceleration boost. A bit more on acceleration boost coming in another video, so if you want to know more about that, stay tuned, stay subscribed, make sure you've got the bell icon for notifications. So it is by far and away the sportiest car if you're going to have a family-sized SUV. For that, it's very good. If you're coming from a Model 3 long range, you will feel that it is a little bit slower than that. You do feel that little bit of extra weight, and this extra height, when you do corner, again, it's not as composed or as flat as a Model 3 long range. So if that's what you're used to, it's not too far off, but it is not quite the same as that. But look at the space you get in here compared to a Model 3 long range. You get a ton of space in here. This is where it trumps just about every other car in its class here, I think. A ton of leg room, loads of knee room, loads of headroom, the big glass roof. For rare passengers, it's so much more spacious than just about anything else. It's brilliant. Feedback from my daughter in the back here was also that these reclining seat option here, just to relax that back a little bit, was really good for her in a long journey. She also liked the size of the centre armrest here with its cup holders, fits a McDonald's and a Happy Meal perfectly. Of course, one of the main selling points of the Model Y is its practicality. So this opening hatchback is brilliant. The boot space in here, we've tested this with bikes, boxes, dogs. I've even slept in the back of one of these, no problem with a single airbed. I was laid out with camping mode, that was great. Used about 1% of battery for every hour. I was on camping mode, by the way, overnight. So that was excellent. I love the way that you can fold the central seat there. That was handy if you want to put something long and thin through there. And the buttons here for folding the other seats. Big, vast load space, a ton of room under here as well, and a ton of space there. So without doubt, it's bigger than most cars of its category. It is bigger than the Model 3. And yeah, if you've got a need to put stuff in the back, it's brilliant. Takes more than the VW Tiguan as well. I remember we tested that in a video camping. A loaded VW Tiguan boot easily went into the back of this. So if you've got one of them, again, this is bigger. In terms of build quality and finish, no problems at all. Reliability, no problems at all. Not a single need to have any warranty fixes or repairs. 2 small things just to probably keep an eye on is initially I had, when you get suddenly a warm bit of sunshine or a warm day, I was getting a little bit of squeaking at the top here where the roof meets the glass. But actually that seemed to go away. I had it a couple of times, but I've not noticed anything at all on that recently. So Maybe that's kind of just settled in and resolved itself. Where you can hear a little rattle is in the back here, so let me coo you through here. Occasionally, if you've got all your music and radio off, you can hear a little bit of rattle in the back here occasionally, and I've heard this from other owners too. And it's going to be one of two things: either the seatbelt buckle, it's just kind of vibrating on that, so just be aware of where your seatbelt is left, or even just clip it back in when it's not in use. And the other one would be, I think possibly just a headrest here, but I think I found that if you adjust the seat angle or the headrest height, that can resolve that. But I could barely hear something over some bumps with no kind of background noise at all, so for me it wasn't an issue. I don't think it's a particular problem, but if you're looking to buy one, then perhaps just keep an eye on that noise from the back. Yep. So from here, no complaints at all. It's brilliant. I love the Tesla minimal look, not a problem for me, not a problem having one screen over there. We can fit one of these rotating brackets, you want to move the screen around slightly. I don't think it particularly needs it, but it's kind of a nice touch if you want it. I've got this white dashboard trim, which some people have questioned to us whether you see the reflection from this in the windscreen, but no, I don't. If I look up here, I can see a reflector top, but not a problem having that. I like the white interior and the white trim that comes with the white seats. Of course, if you had the black seats, you have this wooden trim. I'm not a fan of that at all. So, you know, we do sell the Alcantara dashboard replacement trim kit, which is very popular. So that matches this Alcantara finish here and then runs around there. So that's popular. It looks really good with that. I do love the storage in the centre here. It's just all brilliantly big and practical. You can have loads of stuff in here and junk, but still close it up and your car looks neat and tidy. The cup holders are practical. 2 wireless phone chargers there, brilliant. Driver, passenger. And of course all the interface here in route planning. I love it. It's brilliant. It's brilliantly simple. I've got no complaints to that. This has got the Ryzen chip, which works brilliantly. So everything in here is super responsive and fast. Had no issues there. The app connects quickly. I like the fact you can use your phone as a key. You don't have to have separate keys that you still have in most cars, even if they're keyless entry. You don't need the phone key on your tool, just your phone. So this is all great. The sound system's great. The watching Netflix in the car I use because I wait for my daughter while she's in a dance lesson, so I can watch Netflix with some great surround sound. That's wonderful. Everything about that's brilliant, so no complaints from me at all. The visibility in here as well, that's always a standout feature when you jump in and out of different cars. Again, you realise just how great the visibility at the front is with the Tesla Model Y. So no complaints. For me, this is all brilliant. Do I want a head-up display? No, not really. I don't really feel the need for it. I like the fact we've got double glaze in front and back, which helps with thermal insulation, so that's brilliant. It's all good. No complaints from me in here at all. So let's have a look at the long-term efficiency then of this car. So this includes doing the school runs and the commutes and the longer trips and camping trips, everything that you'd have with normal family life. So 5,159 miles covered, and I've averaged 279 watt hours per mile in that distance since it was brand new. So that's just under 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour, which again, for the size of the car and its mixed use, I got this car in February when it was colder, so we've had some cold conditions and just getting warmer now. That's been good. I do find on a run I can get 4 miles per kilowatt hour. So its efficiency is better than any other cars we've tested. So if you want to see what this is like compared to a Hyundai Ioniq 5, for example, in a direct side-by-side comparison, then check out our other videos because we did that. But the Tesla trumps it. It's more efficient and it goes further. Real world range, well, Tesla say it does something over 300 miles. Not really. You'd have to be driving super efficiently in hypermiling for that. But it will do 250 miles very easily. And I've also driven this car from 100% until absolute nothing, until it wouldn't move anymore. And I covered 290 miles with that. Again, that's mainly motorway driving like you would do on a longer trip. So its range, 250 to 300 miles if you're really sensible with it. 270 miles quite happily, no problem at all. And I think that's very good. Of course then, the ease of the Tesla charging network and the superchargers, it charges fast. You add, you know, from up to kind of 5% to 80% in about half an hour on a Tesla supercharger. So that's been absolutely fine and super easy to use as well. Of course, the Tesla supercharger is now starting to open up to other cars, but with a Tesla, it's still easier. You just pull in, plug it in, it just charges. That's it, done. No apps, no cards, no contactless payments. It's just done, and it charges off your credit card, which is stored on your Tesla account. Of course, the front storage space is brilliantly useful as well. And because it's all plastic, I'll tell you one use I had for this. So we were away in Cornwall, and with family, we had a few beers one night, so we had some beer cans, and our campsite didn't have recycling facilities, so all the beer cans and bottles went in here, and even though there was a bit of kind of beer juice came out, it doesn't matter because it's just a plastic frunk and we can just wipe it out and rinse it. So this has been a really handy storage space as well. Okay, so we didn't have any repairs or warranty work done on this car at all, nothing's been needed. But my neighbour did kindly drive into the front bumper here, as you may have seen in other videos. And we've done a similar, but let me just run through here where I think these have been very sensible parts costs and timeline from Tesla. Bearing in mind this is one of the first cars in the UK, and a week after I had it, my neighbour drove into the front. I had to order this whole front bumper because of the damage in here. This was £300 plus the VAT. That's unpainted, we had to paint it and fit it, but I think that's very sensible. It took about 10 days to come, so not bad at all. We also then replaced this section which sits under the front of the bumper here, this metal piece, and that's creased there. Can you guess how much that would be from Tesla? £10. Very sensible indeed, or £9.16 plus the VAT. And then there's also this metal sort of plastic carrier here which sits behind it all, that this mounts to, and this itself was about £100 plus the VAT. So again, all came in about 10 days, very sensible, and actually very easy to change and fix up, so no problems there at all. And I'd like to see another manufacturer where these parts costs for a new car are that sensible. So I think well done Tesla for that, and we didn't even have to wait weeks for it, and it was very easy to change. So these cameras here, and the ones on the side and the one on the back, they're invaluable, and they're invaluable in that accident as well when my neighbour drove into the car, because it just proved beyond doubt, you know, I had nothing to do with it. It saves the footage. And that also, you know, is valuable. Recently I was coming down the motorway and a van nearly hit me, and you can just beep the horn and save the clips from all these cameras around the car. And that's just a great thing to do. You know, that should almost be standard on every car now, I think, really, shouldn't it? Now these cameras, you can even view them live from the app. So if your alarm gets triggered, or you know, you want to just check where your car is, or you hear a noise outside, you can actually look at the cameras just live from your Tesla app on your phone. And again, I don't know another car that can do that. So I think that is excellent. Well done Tesla for integrating that within the car as a standard feature. So the headlights, they're okay, not bad. Now, matrix LED headlights may not be allowable in the US, but they certainly are in Europe. And this is one of the only cars at this price point now which doesn't have some kind of active or matrix light function. So in that regard, they fall down behind the competition. So sorry, Elon, I'm sure you can do some really clever stuff with this. You can spell the word Tesla on a wall with these headlights. So let's see some matrix function, because in the UK, it's just fallen behind the other cars. So let's summarise all that as a closing statement. Basically, it's probably the best family EV out there. Not to say, you know, there's other cars which will suit other people slightly better. You know, it's great that there's a choice now. And all these family cars, including the Hyundai and the Kia and the ID4s and the others out there, they're all brilliant alternatives. Isn't it fantastic we've got a good choice now? But if you take an overall package for what an EV is, great software, efficiency, charging network, I think the Model Y takes it in so many ways, and its practicality. And that sporting edge, well, for me, that also gives a bit of fun that I can enjoy a sporty car that's still a practical car as well. So, you know, my verdict of the Model Y is it's very, very nearly the perfect family car. And that's why I'm sad to see this one go, I really am. But on the other hand, that's also the reason why I've just bought another one. I always did like them in black. Which colour do you prefer? On to the next 5,000 miles. See you on the next video.